Welcome to Preneurship Diaries. Today we have with us Sneha and Vinod from Pixel Reflections, which is a passion-driven freelance photography venture that believes in creating memories for your loved ones. They are a couple who believe that it is important to have the right balance between capturing candid moments and making some creative portraits on your big wedding day, in the genre of wedding photography, of course. So welcome, Sneha and Vinod, to my show. It's such an honor, and I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. Being a person who loves photography myself, so I'm just waiting for this conversation to have, and it's going to be like amazing. So welcome to my show again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shweta.
We're so glad to have you as well.
I mean, it's really, though we have known each other since I mean through mutual friends.
Yes.
Yes, so it's to connect.
All right. So thank you, and it's my pleasure to have you both, and I can't wait to get started. Um, so Sneha and
Yes.
Vinod, I want to know, like, what triggered you both to leave a secure job in an MNC? Was it something that both of you decided together, or is it like one after the other? I just want to know how this started, how this triggered in your minds, and what was going through your mind while you both were making this decision. So, could you tell us more about this?
Sure. We were in the IT industry, and there was something amiss. I mean, it's not like we could point a finger and say this is what was wrong exactly, but there was not like a complete satisfaction of doing something that we like to do. It was like 2 hours to the office, come back 2 hours, and the traffic in Bangalore, right? So that was also probably one of the major factors, which we took, for the decision. And and since we got married, we wanted to do something of our own. I mean, we were, jotting down many options and exploring things together. And yeah, I mean, we thought about, giving it like 5 years initially and do something and see how it works for us. And then we could probably take a decision after 5 years. And so far, it has been okay, I think, fairly okay. I won't say we were like completely successful or something, but yeah, in our own world, we are quite successful, I would say.
All right. Well, just probing a bit more, you were saying you both wanted to do something together, like you wanted to try
Yeah.
out something. So why photography? I want to know. I mean, considering both of you, I mean, it's was it something which interested both of you, or was it something that just came about as a career avenue with where both of you could play your part? Like, what was it?
I don't know. We just started clicking pictures, and he was into photography from a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So then, when I also started taking his camera and taking pictures, and that's when we realized, okay, we can make some memories for others to cherish upon. So, and I think that was something which made us jump into photography.
All right. That's wonderful. And okay, I know because for a person like leaving a secure job and to pursue a passion, for both of you, it was photography at that point in time. So I want to know, what were the challenges that you faced? I mean, okay, you left your jobs, and then you wanted to take up photography and pursue that as a career, but at in between the transitions, so what were the challenges that you faced?
See, challenges initially was to convince our parents, both our parents. It's like
Yes.
being married. It's not like you're single anymore. You're responsible for another person, so called. So it is a little challenging to convince both the parents. You have a secure job. You're earning well. Why do you want to leave and start something from scratch? You've not even tried your hands on it. So yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges. But I think we should be thankful for both our parents. mean, all four of them, for allowing us to do this and following, something. I mean, yeah, they were very helpful towards the end, and they also started suggesting, this can be done, this can be done. So that was one big challenge, one big hurdle which we had to overcome. Other than that, it could have been, the initial funding or the seed fund which we required, uh, which is very important. I mean, you should look at the finance aspect as well if you're like quitting two jobs together. So that was one hurdle. And photography as such is it's an expensive hobby, but considering as a profession, you want to make it a profession, I don't think it's that expensive to begin with. You can begin with, but you need to have contacts. You need to know people who are getting married also, and that
Right.
also is that also is a hurdle. But thankfully, we had a few friends who were getting married and who believed in us, who said, "Okay, we will go with you." And initially, first 6 months, we told we will not take up events.
Mhm.
We said, get good with what we have to do. Let's learn more. Let's gather more information about it, and then we will step onto events. Initially, we just did a couple of pre-wedding shoots and one or two engagement sessions as such, and that's when we got the confidence that yes, we can do this, and we will go ahead with the big days and with the weddings. So yeah, that's how it's.
All right. So I want to know, why wedding photography? Why that genre?
That just came like we were not initially ready for wedding photography because it's a big thing. There's a lot of things involved. There is
Yes.
video involved. There is drone, and there are a lot of people, a lot of happenings. And we initially we didn't have that confidence because we were just the two of us. And then we just jumped into it, and we just got one wedding. So we thought, okay, let's just take it a chance.
Right.
And then that went really well. It went really well, so much that their families, both their families loved us, and the way they treated us, it was all very special. And I think that made us go forward.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's been a really good journey.
All
We've
right.
done 27 weddings so far, and it's been really wonderful.
Okay, that's beautiful. So, you took the decision to quit your jobs and then went on with photography, which both of you had similar interests in, common interest in. And then you just started out with wedding photography, just as you found friends were getting married. You just wanted to explore this avenue, I mean, particular genre. And then, so I want to know, how did you put together Pixel Reflections? So you were doing this projects, wedding photography projects. So did you have on your mind that, let's, make this as a business, because, you are getting projects, and let's put this together, and, you know, so how did Pixel Reflections come into being? And also, I want you to let us know about any challenges that you face, like pertaining to the business aspect of it.
Okay. Like I said, during the initial stages, we
Mhm.
did a couple of pre-wedding shoots for a couple of friends, not for free, of course. We did charge them because we hear a lot of people say do something for free and then you'll get clients. We didn't believe in it because we were going to take a leap. We
Mm.
had already, I mean, I had already quit my job, so we had to do something for the financial aspect of it.
Yes.
So that happened, and then they loved what we did. I mean, we with our basic cameras, we didn't have full frame cameras either. We just had our basic crop sensor cameras, and people did believe in us even back then. So we are very thankful for them.
Mhm.
And once that happened, you get it's not like a 9 to 5 job. You go and you come back. It's not very mechanical. There's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of directing involved. You have to tell people what to do. You
Mm.
can't stay silent, and it becomes very awkward. If you stay silent, there's a lot of communication gap that happens if you stay silent. So we had to start, developing those things of what to tell, how to bring out the emotions. So those things happened, and then that's how it all began, actually. And
Mhm.
pixel reflections as such, pixel, as you know, comes from the camera term, pixels, megapixels, pixels. And reflection was about thoughts, emotions, thinking. It's not like reflecting about things. So that's how we came up with the name. I mean, we went through a lot of names, like how we would keep a child's name. So that's how it. So, and it probably took about a month to even come up with the name. So yeah, that's how it went
Wow.
initially.
Okay.
And challenges, I would say, starting off, I mean, there are not many challenges. You just had to wait for wait for some business to come. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
I mean, no matter what you do with social media, ultimately what happens is word of mouth. Even if you
Yes.
take big celebrity weddings, someone has to recommend your name. You can't go through Instagram profile and select some photographer. Yes, we have had some strangers approach us for weddings also through Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
but that takes time. It takes at least a year or year and a half.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. I want to know like your views. I mean, your views on because wedding, of course, Indian weddings are like, on a massive scale and they're like big, grand and all of that. And the people want like, the each and every what do you say, the occasion to be, captured and all of it. So we did have traditional photographers who used to do like in and out like video and photo shoots and all of it. And I believe, I mean, do correct me if I'm wrong, I think you are in the genre of candid photography,
Yeah.
right? So how are
Yeah.
you different and how did people take it? Because I know there has been a shift with the mindset of customers or clients as well, like from traditional photography to candid photography. So did you see this as an opportunity, or was it something that you just wanted to go with only candid photography? So I want to know your views as to what went on through your mind in just going with respect to the candid photography aspect. Yes.
Yeah, so we wouldn't call ourselves very different from what people do, to be
Mm-hmm.
very honest. But we do try and learn from the the hundreds and thousands of photographers online and through their social media, and it's mainly about how to evoke an emotion in a person. See, there are a lot of brides who are very shy, who don't even want to smile for you for the camera, and there are a lot of grooms who are very serious, who don't
Mm.
even want to smile. So it's a game that you need to think a lot and play around in your own head as to how is he going to react, or how is she going to react if to what I say. And the main thing which we look at is light.
Right.
So we love natural light. So we, as much as possible, we try and get natural light portraits, because that brings out a lot of depth in the photos. So that's where we think our thinking goes there. And
Mm-hmm.
also, something like a window light or something like that. So light becomes our best friend in bringing out a lot of thoughts and emotions and mood in the photos. So candids per se, yes, we love taking candid photos,
Mm-hmm.
whether someone is laughing their heart out or giving a subtle smile or shedding a tear, whatever it is,
Right.
we want to capture that moment, because it is a memory. Anything that you take is a memory, and whether people are falling on each other or giving a hug. I mean, it's something which you look for, seeing 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line. It's not like someone is standing and giving a fake smile to the camera. So that's, I mean, of course, we do take those photos too, but we don't like looking at them. So at least when you're posing for the camera, we try to, bring out some emotion, hold them. So the moment someone holds another person, you bring out the natural emotion in that person. That happens. So you slowly start knowing how to direct people and getting out the best in them. So
Yes.
people ultimately want to look nice in every photograph.
So I'm sorry for interrupting. So I just want to ask, so don't you think it's more the effort in candid photography because you are trying to get the emotions out of people? And it could be, I mean, again, it's not like, as you said, you're making somebody pose for in front of the camera and it's the job is done. But I mean, being a candid photographers, I think it's more the effort that you need to put in to understand, of course, in considering if it's the wedding, you need to understand the bride and the groom, and of course the family as well, like the connection that that they have. So isn't it, I mean, am I right? I mean, I'm sure it's more the effort, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why we charge so much.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, but see, it's all about building a rapport with the person. Generally, when we get a call or get an email or an inquiry on our website, we don't like leave right there and give them a quote as such.
Right.
So we say, let's meet up, let's understand each other, let's see each other's work, and you tell us your expectations. How do you want the event to go? All those things have to be done. I mean, I don't think traditional photographers do that. They just give you a quote and say, this is what we charge you.
Correct.
And yeah, so this is what happens. I mean, these are the behind the scenes that no one will tell you. So you'll have to go and meet people. You'll have to understand them. They'll tell you, no, my left profile is nice, my right profile is nice. Please take care of that. So you'll have to think about all those things. Yes, I mean, you can't say, okay, this person said this, so let's not worry about it. But we do consider it. I mean, even before taking a photo, we ask a person which profile do you like, left or right. It's become so habitual now. So
Right.
it's like that. So so that's how it is. I mean, you have to. I mean, families are different, and each person is different.
Yes.
The main focus is the bride and groom for us
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and their closest relatives, that is their parents.
Right.
Beyond that, we don't give a year because there are too many things which you'll have to take care of if you start listening to too many people.
Yes.
So yeah, traditional photographers, yeah, they'll make you, they'll make the bride and groom feed each other and all those things. But
Oh.
no, those are things which we say no, we don't take. If you want us to take, yes, we will forcefully do it. But I mean,
Right.
I mean that is
To be taking those pictures.
I know.
yeah. I mean that's how it is. I mean there is effort. There's a lot of preparation required. There's a lot of thinking required,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, like I said, yes, the rapport building initially really helps,
Right.
and that's what we are thankful for also. I mean that's one little change which we have been doing since a year or so.
Wow.
Meet them
Okay.
before the event.
Yes, I mean that's really nice. I mean, to get to know your client and what are their expectations, and then go with that. So yes, I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful. All right, Sneha, my next question is for you.
Okay.
So how does it feel to be a woman photographer amidst the people, and what is the kind of response do you get from the relatives and friends of the families? I asked this question because I know we have the photography field as such. We've seen, of course, more of it's a male dominated, I could say.
Yeah.
The avenue is such, and also when we get into wedding photography, it's more the, of course, the male photographers. I mean, it's very, very, very rare to see a woman photographer out there and going about clicking pictures. So how has this experience been for you, and what is, yeah, again, what is the reactions which you get from people?
Being a female photographer, my experience is just wonderful. So there are instances where people, look down upon you, or they mock at you, they mock behind you, and you give a deaf ear. And that was not something which I was ready for it in the initial stages.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was introvert. I was a say I never used to come out when there were guests at home. I'm not a person who goes and speaks and everything. But you being a candid wedding photographer, you have to get into the crowd and blend yourselves among with the people. And when I started doing that, there were a few instances where people, used to laugh about me
Mm-hmm.
being a photographer. I used to come to Vinod and complain about it.
Mm.
There was a gang of boys who were actually laughing at me, and I don't feel comfortable going there.
Huh.
So eventually, I got used to it, and then it really changed me. And that the families of the bride and groom were really nice to me. I've never had any negative feedback from them. Apart from them, even if people laugh or anything, it doesn't matter to me. And most of the families have treated me like their own daughter. They've even like given me sari, and they were like, you've been really nice and you were really patient throughout the entire process. And that's where I would like to take all those positive points and then go. And there are also a lot of female photographers now. It's not just the men. I'm not anything, but yeah,
Yes.
but yeah, it's been really nice. People are actually slowly getting to know that there are also women, and they're trying to slowly accept it. So it's been a really nice journey.
That's wonderful. I mean, as you said, of course, I think it takes time for, I mean, I don't know, the society to also accept, I mean, women photographers out there. I mean, right, probably a wedding is something that is very close to any event that we see. So, yeah, I think it's just about the change in mindset. And yes, I think we women have a long way to go. Yes, yes, and leaving a
And
mark
even the
everywhere.
bride, sorry. And even
No,
the bride feels very comfortable if there is a lady inside her room. And it
yes,
makes the other people inside the bride's room also feel comfortable
correct,
if they are like getting dressed up or anything.
correct. I mean, so totally agree with you. I was just about to bring this point that, I mean, and you just said it. Yes, yes, absolutely. And it's yeah, I mean, it's wonderful that we as women are making a mark everywhere. And yeah, it's all about changing the mindset of people. I think it's just about we taking and bringing about that change. So yeah. Right, wonderful. Okay. So, all right. So, I mean, I think it's been like 3.5 years since you started this journey with Pixel Reflections. So, could you tell us your favorite photo shoot over the years? What has it been?
Favorite photo shoot. It's very difficult to like point out at one.
I
Maybe we
know.
have to.
Probably.
We have maybe two or three of them,
All right.
and yeah, but all those favorites are at different cities and at different points of time. So
Wonderful.
it's really hard to pick one.
Yes.
And we love to travel.
Right.
We discuss more about traveling, and it makes us happy to step out of the house. And we also
Yes.
make a list of list of things that we need to carry for a shoot, and
Right.
then we also plan everything. Like we'll do that, we'll do this. This light will be nice during this time, and 98% of the time, your plan has not worked. It
Right.
will it will all be like impromptu. Either the bride will be very tired, or there will be rain, or some or the other change. And yeah, it's we can't really pick something which is our favorite. We have two or three weddings which are really really close to our hearts, because
Right.
we loved capturing uh, the ups and downs of
Yes.
those days.
Yes.
We've been with them. We've laughed along with them. We've even cried with them, and yeah, it's really nice to
Could you
be
tell
with.
us a bit about it?
Yeah, I will tell you. I mean, one of the first
Yes.
few weddings, the bride was crying with her entire family, and Sneha started crying. And I was like, who should take photos now?
Oh.
I was worried about the output. So, yeah, but it feels real. I mean, never had, we have never, I don't think we've ever cried inside an office. So,
Wow.
it feels real that we are with real people, the real emotions. And yeah, we emote along with them. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean,
Yes.
that's something we can take back home as well. And it feels nice even for, many, many years after the event has been done. And this was like easily about three, 3.5 years back itself. So
Okay.
That feels nice, sir.
All right. Wonderful. Okay, any photo shoot in a particular location that you really loved, or you enjoyed the process of taking pictures out at that particular location?
Yeah, there's one small village near Shimoga. Yeah, Shimoga called Mathur, where we had done a wedding. It is
Okay.
like the village is like two parallel roads. That's it, and that's the entire village, and that's where we did a wedding. And it was
Okay.
like raining, pouring cats and dogs, and we had done a wedding there. It was beautiful. I mean, the amount of people and you know the experience itself was so beautiful there. And it's I think one of the only Sanskrit-speaking villages in India.
All right.
Yeah, it was quite an experience for us. We interacted with a lot of people, a lot of traditions were there, and we got a lot of nice pictures there. So that was, I think, one of few the locations which we really loved shooting in.
Wow. Wow. Wonderful.
And the village was like beside the river also. So the village is here and the river is Tunga.
Tunga.
But for sure.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. I'm
Yeah.
sure you must have, I mean, of course, one is the process of taking the photos and all of that, but I think just being out there in with different families in different locations, I think it's quite an experience and a journey for yourself, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I know. Wow, that's beautiful.
And
All
it was
right.
the wedding where
Uh-huh.
Vinod had to wear a panche.
Where is it?
Okay. The dress code, is it? To go along with the dress
Yeah.
code. Okay.
But we really love that movie.
Yes.
Mm. Wow, super. Great. It's so nice. I mean, I can see the joy in your faces right now.
Yes. 100%, yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So my next question is, okay, could you share some learnings with the listeners who want to take up photography as a career, and also who especially want to take up this, genre of photography, which is wedding photography? So what do you have to say to them in terms of, you know, where to get started, how to get started, and what are the equipments or the gear that they can initially start off with? I mean, before they invest in a lot of, expensive gear. So what is the basic things that they can, get into, and with respect to the gear as well?
Okay, so like any industry, even photography is oversaturated. There are a lot of people already.
Yes, yes.
Like food industry, there are a lot of restaurants there. I mean, entertainment industry, everyone wants to be an actor. I mean, see, every industry is oversaturated. But what we believe in is because with our experience is everyone has a market share.
Yes.
Everyone can go ahead with it. So, I mean, if there's nothing like, okay, if I jump into this, there are a lot of people already. How will I get my clients from? Your client starts with one person and that expands. Yes, I mean, by experience, we can say that it expands to multiple families and to their friends and their friends. It'll go on like that. Like I said, initially it's word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So please go ahead with whatever equipment you have. You can go ahead, provided that person will not beat you up initially. They have to, probably choose some client who could, uh, be a little appreciative initially. It will boost their morale. And I mean, that's how it happened to us, one friend, and that's how it boosts our morale. So any equipment will, I mean, no one makes a bad camera these days. That's what I like saying. So even a phone camera is good. So you can take photos, good photos, even with a phone camera. But a basic, DSLR or a mirrorless camera with a basic kit lens works. It works wonders. You just have to have a little bit of thinking about how to do it differently.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I would say don't over process your photos, because that's what we see nowadays. If you have something to remove from a photo, please remove it. Please don't add stuff. I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of overly done post processing with initial new photographers. They think that is the trend.
Yes. Right.
I mean, that could be the trend for today, but what if that person wants to see that photo 10 years later?
Yeah.
They will not like it. So that's what you have to think. Keep the photos simple, keep it minimal.
Mm.
And yes, there is a market for everyone. You can go ahead with it with whatever equipment you have. or you can nowadays you can rent equipment also. So if you really want like a full frame camera, you can rent it on a daily basis. You can rent lenses on a daily basis. Go ahead, rent, and but don't do it for free. This is my humble request, because there are people who are already established in the industry who have tried and earned their name, and they are charging what they're charging because of their effort and the kind of media presence that they have. So don't do it for free, or don't do it for like really throwaway prices, because it does not make any justice to the industry that you will be a part of eventually. So tomorrow, if you're charging like 2,000 rupees for a photo shoot, for you to come to that 20,000 or 2 lakh will take a long time for you itself. I mean, your mind will not allow you to. So that is what it is. So if you're charging, let it be sufficient. Let it not be too much also. If you're a beginner, but please charge. Humble request: don't do it for free.
All right, perfect. Thank you for those pointers. I'm sure the listeners out there who want to get into photography, and but especially wedding photography, I'm sure it's quite some pointers that they can actually refer back to. I also want to ask. I mean, I'm not sure if you're doing the workshops that you were conducting. You know, so I
No,
mean.
not anymore.
But you do have a few videos where you're talking
Yes,
about the basics of photography. So could you
yes.
tell us more about it, and also probably where people can go out and check these out?
Yeah, that was also gone on hold now, but
Okay, okay.
we do have a few videos on YouTube and Instagram on our Instagram handle Pixel Reflections.
Right.
Same with YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That is all thanks to the lockdown. We've been wanting to do it for a couple of years. Workshops took a backseat. I don't know why. Probably because we didn't get like the response that we wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but after we stopped doing the workshops, people started asking us, "Why are you not doing workshops?" So quite the catch-22 situation, which we wanted to overcome. So we thought at least we would do some videos and help people with some some information from our end, what we have learned. So yeah, thanks to the lockdown, we could do that. We were at home, we had nothing much to do, so we had to start something, and we probably enjoyed doing that as well. I mean, it was a lot of fun. We said we'll keep it to 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's how much people's attention span is. So
Yes.
let's keep it short and let's keep it sweet. And if people have questions, they'll probably leave it and we can answer them there. So that was what was the idea behind it. And we had
Oh.
called it Unlock during
Ah.
the lock.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right. Yes. So
that is
people
what.
can check out on your YouTube
Yes,
channel as well as Instagram, and
yes,
probably sometime in the future they'll have more videos to check back on, right?
yes, yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to ask you. I mean, could you give a peek into your set of gear that you use? Just out of curiosity, that if people want to know what is the gear or the equipment that you use for a wedding photography. I mean, a wedding event per se. So, if you could tell us about it.
We use two cameras, two
Mm-hmm.
bodies. One is Sony and the other one is a Canon.
Mm-hmm.
Canon full frame
Mm-hmm.
and also uh, he's a Sony user. I'm a Canon user,
All right.
and we carry one prime lens, and then we have medium to wide set of lenses, two set of lenses, because it really helps in a constrained space. When
Mm-hmm.
there are too many people and a small space, you can't carry your zoom lens or a prime lens. You have to be flexible, you have to go wide, and you
Right.
have to stay closer.
Right.
So that's one thing. And we carry our set of extra batteries, our flashes, and we carry one constant light.
Mm-hmm.
We use it, and that's because it's a new favorite one. And
Gimbal.
gimbal, we carry our gimbal around for videos.
Right.
And what else do we carry? A cleaning kit, maybe a blower and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Extra battery. We carry our chargers just if the event goes on and
Prolongs. Yeah.
uh, just to just as a backup. And what else? Yeah, that's all it is. And so cards.
Yeah, memory cards.
Memory cards, yes, of course. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay. All right. So, being couple-preneurs, so how do you draw the line between personal and professional life? How has it been? 3.5 years working together and living together.
We're still alive.
Yes. So how has it been? I'm very curious to know about it.
Uh, to be honest, I don't think there's any line uh, between us all.
The professional and
The professional and the personal life.
Right.
So it's like you get most of your assignments on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So you're busy during the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and you are free on the weekdays.
Right.
So you get to edit on the weekdays, and you can go shopping on weekdays where the malls are actually open.
True.
And restaurants where restaurants are actually empty and the food seems to be a little more tastier. But yeah, on the field, if even if we have difference of opinion,
Mm-hmm.
we do come home and then we discuss about it. Sometimes we don't even get a chance to discuss about it because we'll have to wake up early the next day and run for another shoot. So it'll be like that most of the time. And we always think in terms of delivering the pictures. Like at the end, the client should be happy.
Right.
This is what we need to do, and this is what we shouldn't do. We do discuss and then we go about it.
yeah, I have one more thing to add. I used to be a
Yes.
developer
Uh-huh.
and she used to be a tester. So you know the best.
I know.
I think that's the best marriage right there. Developer and a tester.
Oh, yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, the amount of scrutiny about our each other's work is a lot. So it's not like you just give away a photo to a client. I mean, we do check each other's work. She edits some, I check that entire batch. I edit some, she checks the entire batch. So because it's not like one person's mind can judge something correctly. So the checks are required, and I think that hopefully should. I mean, this point should hopefully keep the clients happy, saying that okay, someone is checking someone's work.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. And I also want to ask, like, if you're going for a photo shoot, and is there something that there's some basic guidelines that you both follow? Okay, this is how it needs to be, or you probably plan some things. Like, okay, we have to probably finish this before. Like as you said, lighting is an important part of photography. So do you just plan some photo shoots? Probably in the morning time, or when you have that light there. So so when, okay, at times, of course, you also mentioned that 98% of the time it does not go according to the plan as well. So how do you deal with it, and considering both of you are there, and you're at the field, and doing all of this, and of course there is that sense of, you just have to put in and do whatever is needed, even though that's not the plan that you had discussed. So how do you handle that, as professionals? Like, how do you go about that?
Okay. Initially, during before our first wedding, both of us couldn't sleep. I mean, it was like nerve-wracking. We just couldn't sleep. Probably we slept for an hour or two, and then we went for the shoot. Sleepy-eyed. It was like, what are we going to do? It's going to be a big event and a big start for us. How are we going to deal with this? Initially, it was like we were sweating and sleepless nights, and okay, we have to take a backup and we have to do another backup, and all those things happened. But over the years, it's still a learning process, but over the years I think we have learned to calm ourselves down and take things one at a time. I think we worry more about the traffic now than the photo shoot itself. So how to reach on time rather than what are we going to do there, because I think that experience does that to you. I don't think it's anything else. Experience teaches you to be calmer, and whatever you do at you, you will be like, okay, we can deal with this, a minute at a time. The problem is, no matter how much you plan, yes, we do make a list, like Sneha was mentioning. We write down, even though we just have very few little equipment, but we still write it down so that we don't miss it. So we have a tick and we do a check before leaving home. Because you can't go to the field and say, okay, your memory cards are at home. So it's it's not happening. So everything has to be checked. So it's an ongoing process, I would say, and you know. We use like two systems to edit. One she uses, one I use for video and photo. So that's how the post processing happens. And like I said, we just keep it very simple. We try to use light mostly to convey the emotion, and that's how it happens. We don't want to use any filters on the photos. We don't want to make our clients look like they're from the 80s or 70s. Like most, I mean, most of the photographers today, I don't know what is their obsession with the people from the 70s or 80s. You're hooked into nostalgia and try to mimic a film camera look. It does not make sense. There are the spending some crores of money designing cameras, and you're trying to send them back to do something which we haven't done in many years. So we try to keep it very simple. We whatever is the light available, how the photo should look. This is what we believe in. I mean, some people say, why don't you edit more? I really don't want to do it because this is how you look and this is how the photos will come. Yes, we do a bit of retouch on the skin because some people require it. No matter how much the makeup, you still need a bit of work, as a final image. So that is all we do. I mean, for our shoots. And yeah, planning is a process. We have learned to take lesser equipment now. We keep it in the car, but it's not being used 90% of the times. It's only being used when we really want to use it. So like one lens and one flash and two flashes, whatever it is, that's what is our thinking process now. It's basically to get that moment captured, because that moment will be remembered many years later. It's not about which camera did you use or which lens did you use. No, that's not something any client would open the properties of a file and see. It's not. They even want zoom into a picture and see, because that's how camera companies sell products nowadays. It's like, okay, you zoom into the eye and you see the iris and you see the nerves in the eyes. I mean, it's not required. No one is going to zoom a photo into a photo and see it. So that's why basic camera is good enough for even for a beginner, because nobody is going to zoom into a picture and see how much of detail am I going to see in my face. No, it's not going to happen. So just keep it simple is my final word that I want to say about this. Just keep it simple throughout the entire process.
All right, perfect. All right, thanks for that. And I want to know, I mean, you mentioned that, of course, there's the photo shoot, and then, of course, there is the post processing, which happens. And of course, the end to end, where, you reach out to the client, you have a talk with them and understand the requirements, the expectations that they have, and all of those things. And of course, then the event happens where you do the shooting, and then you come back home, and then you do the post processing as well. Um, so how is this? I mean, like, I know it's quite, it can get overwhelming, because when you have a whole lot of projects going on back to back, and like one weekend you have a photo shoot at some other city, and the next weekend you have to go elsewhere, and in between you have to like just rush through all the post processing and try to probably deliver it to the client as well. So what is the mantra that you use, like pertaining to being productive with all of these activities that you need to do, and also pertaining to running between the projects as well? So is there anything, or how do you handle this?
Um, uh, like I said, initially it used to be, could pull out a head, not that I have much, but but now it's about setting an expectation to the client, saying it will take so many days. I mean, we are busy with a lot of events. It will take so many days, so you set an expectation saying that your photos will be. I mean, they'll also know that it will take so much time and not eat your head. When are we going to get them? And they also ask, like, can you send one photo? Can you send two photos? I mean, just for their satisfaction, I guess. But I mean, that's how it happens. I mean, that's how human nature is, I guess.
Right.
But we are fairly quick with our work.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say a wedding, we take about 10 to 15 days and deliver them.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the number of years, but it is first come, first serve basis. I mean, if this event happened first, we deliver that first. So
Right.
that's how it happens.
Right.
Yeah. So we don't, too much stress about it. We just set an expectation saying,
Okay.
okay, these many number of days and everything will be ready. So that's how it is.
All right, all right. Perfect then. All right. Okay. My next question is pertaining to, of course, the mobile phones. So do you think mobile phones have taken over a major portion of, potential photography opportunities? Because I mean, I think every day, I mean, any day, any person with a mobile phone, I mean, he thinks he's a photographer. And I mean, I'm not sure, because I think there is a change in the mindset of people as well, that I mean, do mobile phones, I mean, have they taken a major portion of the opportunities, or because everyone thinks that they can take a good photo as well. And then even with the mobile phones, I think there are a whole lot of the tech advances which have happened, and they're good. I mean they're as good as probably a basic DSLR, if I can say. So how has this been? I mean, how are you taking it? What is your perspective on this?
I would say not yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from a couple of friends people have covered an entire wedding with an iPhone or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think it's that good of a result, that you get from a mobile phone, which you would get even from a basic selfie. Control over the DSLR. You can do anything with it. You can control light. You can attach external flashes. Which, yes, even for a mobile phone nowadays, you have an app which controls external light. That is available now. I think they launched it like last year, so you
Mm-hmm.
can have an app and there's an external light and you can control that. Still, it's a mobile phone. I mean, it's not something a small tiny camera cannot do justice to what you get with a full frame camera. So it's still a long way to go. The photos you take with a mobile phone look great on a mobile phone. The moment you put them on a laptop or a bigger screen, you know the quality. So that's what I want to tell. Even if you take a video, it looks beautiful and really nice because that's a LED screen. It's backlit. It
Yes.
looks nice. The moment you put it on a big screen, it looks pixelated. It looks
Right.
grainy. You will wonder what happened to this. So that's what the detail matters, and that you can get with
Right.
something which is available on a DSLR or even a basic mirrorless camera. So
Right.
that is the advantage it has. Probably 10 years, 15 years down the line, yes, mobile phones can take over. But I don't think in Indian scenario, someone taking a photo with a mobile phone will be welcomed.
Yeah.
We do get a few hands in the frame. We are taking, frame a shot, and there's someone who will come with a mobile phone in your frame. And to be honest, we have also printed some in albums. People who are shooting mobile phones and intensely printed them in albums with a mobile phone as a backdrop. So we've done that,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a long way to go for a tiny camera to come into wedding photography space. In India, I don't think it's really a long way to go. You need lighting, you need good lighting, and
Right.
mobile phones lack there, no matter what the aperture they provide you on that camera.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's good. That's good for the wedding
Yes,
photography business.
yes, definitely.
All right.
Probably during
Perfect.
the pandemic, people used a lot of phones. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, due to the unavailability of other photographers. Maybe the
Right.
friends and stuff have used phones. Yes, it is
Hmm.
something good that it is available, but it's not permanent, is what I would say.
Yes, absolutely. So totally agree with you, because I think the quality that we get from, of course, the DSLR, or you putting out a whole lot of things, because a whole lot of things like lighting, the equipment that you're using, and of course a whole lot of the design per se in your mind that you want to see. I think it's
Yeah.
a lot of things. So yes,
Yes.
right. Okay. Okay, so I mean, you did mention about the pandemic. So my next question is, so how has the pandemic been? I mean, how has it been for you? last year. I think more so last year, yes, because it was the lockdown and all of that. So how is it for your business? I mean, of course, you did mention that you did work on the workshops or the videos that you wanted to, do. But yeah, pertaining to your business, how was it?
I wish this pandemic was over really soon and we'll never face this again ever in this lifetime. Uh, Speaking about pandemic, there were pros and cons. The pros
Mm-hmm.
were that we had that long-term goal of doing videos because we love teaching and that's our passion and telling things about it. Really mattered a lot to us, and that awakened again. And then we
Mm-hmm.
started videos. That was one. And the other positive thing was one of our existing videos got license. So some random person from Australia or something,
I don't even know. I think it's US.
uh, some part of US, they wanted to buy our video. So we got licensed
Oh, wow.
uh, on our video. And then what else? As for negative, yes, initially we didn't know how to react to this pandemic.
Right.
The bookings that we had got uh, in the month of May,
Mm-hmm.
October, all those weddings got cancelled and they got postponed.
Right.
So we didn't know whether we need to take it up later or how will it be. And towards the end of the pandemic lockdown and things, I think in September or something, no, before September, we had got an inquiry of just 20 people wedding, a
Right.
wedding where there is involvement of just 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know whether we have to take it up and risk it or just leave it.
Yeah.
But financially, yes, it did affect you a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's all back to normal. Now people are not even wearing masks. There is no social distancing. And if there's one person to be called on the stage, that person calls another 50 people. Paramma, Arti Ettu, that. And then, so speaking of social distancing now, initially when you enter the hall, the venue, all the chairs will be arranged neatly with a lot of space between them. In like half an hour, it'll all be scattered. So we
Yes.
really, it's like the people are like casual back again, and they don't
Right.
care now. So it's all back to normal now. But yeah, we need to be careful. That's what
Yes.
I.
Yes. All right.
I read a quote somewhere saying, "What is the point of restricting, the number of people at a wedding?
Yeah.
In a South Indian wedding, there are 100 people on stage anyways."
Oh, yeah, so true.
So
Right.
even if you have 50 people as your max limit, there are 100 people on the stage anyways.
Oh, yes. Okay. So now it's all back to business and everything is, as you said, everything is normal and just
Yeah,
going on.
it's a little too casual also now, but I think
Right.
people have to be a little careful until at least this year. So
Yes. Yes.
at least half of the people have to get vaccinated, and then you can be casual again.
Right. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, yes, of course. I think the pandemic and the lockdown, I think it just brought, I think, things, as you said, there was some things on your mind which you wanted to do, and I think lockdown was the time that you could probably get doing that. I think yeah, I
Correct.
think yes, that's wonderful. All right. So I want to ask, so yeah, with respect to the pandemic, I know all of us have realized that well-being is of utmost importance. So what is your well-being or workout routine like, and what do you indulge in apart from work, apart from photography?
Yeah, lockdown. I think lockdown was one of the best times to get back into workout routine. We I think it was last Feb or March
Mhm.
when we joined a gym. Lockdown was announced. So it was like it was.
Yeah.
I remember I don't know what to call it. Because like it was very confusing, the whole scenario. So after that, we used to have online classes, thankfully, and from the things that. So we used to work out together, me and Sneha and a brother and sister-in-law. All of us used to work out together because everyone was at home, and we had a particular routine, like
Right.
evenings, and this will be the routine, and we will do this, and it was nice. I mean, the workout regime came back, and we continue now also. We have
Mhm.
online classes.
Mhm.
Gyms have opened up now, but we still don't want to risk it. I don't know how people are there, and without masks or with masks. I'm really not sure. We have to go back and check.
Right.
But yeah, we do continue with online classes as workout
Mhm.
for our fitness. We need them because after a wedding, like to endure a wedding of like 8 hours, 10 hours, you need to have some fitness. Your arms are sore, your legs are sore, everything hurts. Your eyes are droopy. You just want to go back and just sleep. So
Right.
that's the one thing. You need to have some fitness, some form of fitness for sure. And I'm glad we are into a little bit of fitness, through online sessions and such. Other than that, I used to play some music, not anymore though,
Mhm.
but used to compose songs, and I play the keyboard, so compose songs and do things. And Sneha paints; she's good with that, and I do sketch. I mean, these are all things which I think it's in the past tense to like used to do as such. And I mean, all of us became professional chefs, I guess, during the lockdown.
I agree.
Yeah, same. I think it all started with that dalgona coffee.
Yes.
So yeah, all of us, we became, I mean, better at it at least. I mean,
Yes.
looking at all the recipes online, we did become better. So we enjoy cooking together also. So that's one of the good things. These are the things which we do. And
All
other than
right.
that, we travel. I mean, since the travel has opened up, we just probably go to closer by places. We both are into wildlife. And someone recently asked us, do you do landscape photography? Do you do wildlife? I
Mhm.
said, yeah, to do that, we're doing this. We are doing weddings. So
Right.
we just, it was something. It is the reality. I mean, we love doing that, and
Mhm.
you know, we enjoy doing that. We travel whenever we get a chance, and whenever we go for weddings outside Bangalore, we do try and see what else can we do in terms of landscape photography or wildlife photography. Yeah,
Right. Oh,
be on the
wonderful.
way.
Amazing. That's so nice. I, in fact, wanted to ask you about landscape, I mean, like travel photography and wildlife photography as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just curious. Just want to know, like, have you explored any other genre of photography? Like, apart from weddings, landscape, wildlife, anything else? Like, probably pertaining to products, I mean, product photography or anything. I mean, I mean, has it been on your mind or like, how has it been?
Yeah, we do product photography. We have done a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not done much.
All right.
Sneha is really interested into jewelry photography and
Ah, yeah.
photography, yes, but we have not had the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a couple of people have reached out to us, but nothing concrete. But we do like that. In fact, like she was mentioning, the video that we licensed was about jewelry. Yes. Yeah, it was it was a video on jewelry that we did that got licensed. So yeah, we have explored a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
We are also into home events, like small home events or house functions.
Mm-hmm.
We do kid photography, not the newborn ones. I mean, it's too scary for us. Yeah, too
Yeah.
delicate, too scary for us. And maternity shoots also very few, but we have slowly started liking them, I guess. We never used to like that, but yeah, now it's been okay.
Okay, wonderful. But it's always nice to explore and understand the other genres of photography as well, and that's amazing. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Okay, so we come to the final section, which I call as the Preneur Spotlight section.
Okay.
So I'm going to run you through a few questions. It could be on the personal front or the professional front. So you could answer to me in a word or two or a couple of sentences. It's totally left up to you. All right. So do
Okay.
we get started?
Yes.
Okay. And I need the answers from each one of you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So my first question is, what is your ikigai? So ikigai is nothing but the reason for your being. So what is that one thing that you would do no matter what is happening around the world on any given day? So what is that one thing that keeps you going?
What is that one thing?
Yeah.
For me, it's food. That's it. Whatever happens to the world, I want to eat and sleep.
Wow. Okay. Yes, Sneha is thinking.
For me, it's just winding up early and going.
All right.
Just don't delay it. Just don't make us wait.
Okay.
Just finish it fast.
Just the action and just get done with it. Yeah.
Action, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Just get with it.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Um, any person or any book which has inspired you? I mean, it can be anything. You can talk about a person or you can talk about a book which has inspired you.
A person for me, you're asking in terms of photography, right? No?
Anything, whomever that you want. Anyone.
Inspired.
Sudha Murthy.
Okay. All right. And why? And why?
And why? Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I just love her, that confidence and that helping nature.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's all.
All right. Perfect. Yes.
Oh,
Vinod
a
got some
book.
time to think over.
A book that I really liked was Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen.
Stephen
So
Covey.
that
Yes.
really changed a lot of things. I mean, I read it a few years back, but it did change a lot of perspective.
All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. The next question. Yeah, probably you could, answer it together. So hypothetically, if you turn out to be the richest couple in the world tomorrow, so what would
Okay.
you like to do? Or would you continue to do what you're already doing?
I
Yeah,
would like
probably
to go
that
to
would be.
Okay, go on.
You don't want to settle in Austria? I thought you wanted to settle in Austria.
go to Ontario and come back and then we go and settle in Australia.
Yeah. And take photos.
I'll take photos.
Okay, what does it come again?
For me, it's like just go to Antarctica,
Uh-huh.
spend some there, then come back, go to Austria, and just settle there. Just pitch up a tent, take as much of photographs of landscapes, just enjoy being in the nature. That's all.
Wow, wonderful. And we know you agree with her.
Yes, 100%.
Awesome, wonderful. Okay. Okay, my next question is what is your idea of well-being in personal and professional life?
To be patient and to be calm.
Mm-hmm. In both personal and professional life, right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, after a lot of temper issues, I would say yes. That is one thing that.
Okay, okay.
That is
You're
one thing
agreeing
I
with
would like
Sneha.
to see. Yes, I would like to see. Yes,
All right.
in myself.
Okay.
Nonsense.
All right. Okay, this again I wanted from the each of you. So what is your definition of success?
It's a answer. Uh, I'm not really sure. I don't know.
It can be
I mean,
anything.
just do whatever you like, whatever you want to do. I mean, that is success. I mean, towards the end of it, if it makes you happy, it is success. I don't think it should like be categorized into financial or
Yeah.
emotional or anything. And you
Yes.
just if you're happy with what you get, it's success. If you're not happy, it's not success. That's it.
Yes. Perfect. Do you
I
agree,
agree.
Sneha?
But I would like to get some award someday, and I wish to see I wish to see tears in our parents' eyes, and I wish they say, "I'm really proud of you," because
Okay.
initially you had to like convince them,
Right.
and I want to see some tears in them, and they should feel proud of us,
Okay.
the four of them. Yeah, that's all.
Right. So you want to make your families proud. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Great. All right. So coming to my last question, what is the one key takeaway or learning or a tip that you want to give the audience? So it could be listeners who are just starting off an entrepreneurial journey or want to pursue their passion and want to get started with a business. So what would you like to tell them? Anything that you would want to share and on this particular journey that you've been?
Okay. I'll answer this probably. Sneha could add to it.
Yes.
This exact question was asked by one of our friends during one of our trips, and they're like, "How do you do it?" And we
Mm,
don't get the courage to leave our jobs and do it. And how do you do it? I told them just look at it logically.
mhm,
Take care of your financial aspect. Say you take another 3 years, 5 years. Set your finance, keep your savings,
mhm.
then quit and then do whatever you want. That's what I did. I mean, I had plans of quitting like since many years. In fact, since the first year I joined a job, a 9 to 5 job. And that's what made me think. I said, okay, let me do it. Let me do it logically. Let
Mhm.
me plan my finances first. And being married is not easy because two of us had to quit our jobs and do it. So it's like you have to plan your finance, have some savings, say a savings of let's say for 3 years, considering your current lifestyle. If you can save up for like 3 years, and
Mm.
also learn how to live with what you already have. Like you have some stuff and you like seeing on Facebook or Instagram. Okay, they have something better. I mean, it's not for you
Right.
for a few years. I mean, think of it financially, think of it logically,
Mhm.
and don't spend a lot of money into like they say, put your eggs in different baskets, and
Yes.
it makes sense because you can't just put everything into one. You'll have to have something somewhere else and continue with that, and then you can dive into whatever your passion drives you. That is one thing which I have learned, and I would like to tell people also that take it logically. Yes, emotionally you might be drained out, your boss might be sitting on your head. There are a lot of factors which will come into play with where you would want to just quit today and do something from tomorrow. That does not happen in today's world. You need to it is not the 80s, it's not the 90s. You still need to have some savings in your bank. You still need to plan things well. You can take 1 year, 2 years, save up some money, and then yes, why not go ahead and do what you like to do.
Perfect. Okay. Sneha, you want to add anything to this?
No, I agree with
You
him.
go with him. All right.
One thing I just wanted to add is if you think you're not good at something, you have to go for it. It's like you have to try it. Only then you will know
Yes.
whether you are good at it
Yes.
or bad at it. Don't judge before even trying. That's what I'm.
Yes, perfect, perfect. And I totally agree with you that it's only like I think I always say. I mean, even in my previous episodes, is that I mean, you won't know if you're good at something if you're not trying it out or exploring a particular avenue. Because I mean, not just just going okay because it looks very fancy or it looks very inviting that you just just get on with it. But no, I mean, it's only about exploring yourself in that you're testing waters in whatever avenue it could be. I think it's only then that you realize, and probably you will be like way too good in a particular field altogether. So yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, perfect. Okay, so how can one reach out to you? How can one reach out Pixel Reflections?
We have our website where we have a contact page. You can reach out to us if you have any events, or you can probably send us a message on Instagram. Our number is also there. You can probably send us a WhatsApp text or just a text message, and we'll call back. So, yeah, multiple avenues. You can also reach out to us on mail, direct mail. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, perfect. Thank you for that. I'll surely leave these links in the episode description of the show notes.
Sure.
So again, thank you, Sneha and Vinod, for being a part of my show. And it was really nice to have this conversation. And of course, to go through your journey as to when you started and your challenges on the way and your perspectives and your beautiful experiences that you shared with us during many photo shoots that you've done, and your experience in pertaining to photography, with respect to the gears, with respect to the equipment, with respect to the setting. And of course, I think the most important thing which you spoke about is, of course, building a relationship with the clients of yours, to bring about
Yes.
that particular capture or that particular experience in the frames that you are making. So thank you for sharing your journey and being a part. I'm so glad and honored to have you both. So thank you again.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks to
Shweta.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
It was it was really a wonderful experience. I mean, just like felt like talking to a friend.
Yeah.
It felt nice. Thank you for being such a wonderful host.
Yeah.
And thank
you.
you for having us. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you once again.